And we're back again to bring you guys another interview from another candidate in the 2021 city elections. So earlier we interviewed the mayor candidate, Rolando Salinas. A quick shout out to him. Thank you for joining us. We know the candidates are busy, so we really appreciate those that took time to come out here and reach the community with any final words before election day. Tomorrow. And oh well, unfortunately, guys, I just got a message right now. We're not gonna be having candidate Monica Cruz joining us, and I really apologize for that. I just received a message from her just literally right now. Um, she says she's really sorry and she had an emergency and she had to run to the hospital. We hope everything's okay with Miss Monica Cruz. We hope everything's fine. Hope it's nothing serious. There is an election tomorrow. Not sure how that hospital visit fits in with that, but we apologize, guys. We were hoping to interview Miss Monica Cruz, and we just wish her well. We just wish her well, and we hope everything is okay. And we understand, things like these do happen, and sorry, guys. But thank you for joining in on this live as well earlier for Mr. Salinas that was able to take some time to speak with us. Like I said, we were just about to get to our interview of Miss Monica Cruz. We just received a message from her, and she had a friend, an incident with a friend, something about her needing to go to the hospital, and we respect that. We don't have any more other details besides that. So I just want to tell you guys we're sorry about that, and hopefully we can make it up for you guys later for not having this person in. Um, and that's fine. What we can do, meanwhile, since I got you guys on a live, is if you guys want have anything to talk about, if you guys want to bring anything up, talk about anything in general. The election is tomorrow, guys. So again, I apologize. Miss Monica Cruz wasn't able to join us. We had quite a bit of questions for her, right? But we understand that emergencies do happen, and we just wish that situation the best for Miss Monica J. Cruz. And we'll go ahead and move on in a little short, whatever anybody wants to talk about. Um, I'm looking at the comments. You guys go ahead and try to dictate what do you guys want to hear about? What do you guys want to discuss? I guess we're free Friday, as Joy Villarreal puts. We just had a last minute cancellation, so we're gonna kind of take this by ear. We have elections coming out. Early voting only 3,700. 3,700. That's all there was out here in early voting, which was last Monday to this past Tuesday. Um, hmm, that's a good one. That's a good one. So what do you want us to ask him? We can go ahead and give him a call. We can go ahead and give him a call. That sounds like fun to me. Hey, Amanda Sue Frederick from Jim Wells County. Wow, that's a bit of ways from Eagle Pass or Maverick County. So thank you for joining in. We really appreciate that. Um, we appreciate that. So as we were talking about the elections, before we get to calling anybody right now, 2021 city elections, we have the mayor spot up for grabs. We have Luis Cifuentes, who is the incumbent mayor that has we haven't been able to reach out to him right now. Shortly, if enough people want us in the comments that are watching, we can give him a call and try again. We did have Rolando Salinas not once but twice on our channel to speak with us and let everybody else know what's going on, how what his platform was, what he is about, and we thank him for joining us. It's unfortunate we weren't able to get any of the city councilmen in for an interview. We had Leroy Oresti yesterday that had to cancel because of the situation with the mail-in ballots. So we had to cancel that one. That one was missed, unfortunately, and we really don't have too much time to reschedule that. We had MONICA Cruz that was going to be on the show as well, and she had an emergency. We'll be respectful of that. Thank you for letting us know. And we had Miss Mari Carmen Perales Rangel that did communicate with us, did commit to having an interview, but just did not. She didn't schedule a date for us, so we didn't get a chance to interview her or talk to her any further. Again, it's a little disappointing, guys, but we try to get you everything possible. You ought to know these people out here, especially when they're running for elections. One of the things that we were going to talk about, for instance, with Miss Monica, and it would have included as well as Miss Rangel, is what their intentions were signing up for city council. I know that there's a lot of things that can be construed as a conflict of interest when you work in real estate and when you have a position that, or a position in a governing body that collects on taxes. And there is I'm not saying anybody is doing anything, but it does give an opportunity for people to get benefits or selective favor towards them by having one of these positions with city council or as a county commissioner, because it's very easy to get your hand caught in the cookie jar, so to speak, right? And that was one of the questions we were going to ask. We were going to ask, hey, and in all transparency, what we want for the community. Now there's a transparency movement that has been, a lot of members of the community, and we wanted to ask that. No, Kim Pine, you do not have to be a realtor to have any. I'm sure it's being done already. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from and everything. Kim Pine, what I would say is that for somebody that knows real estate, it could be very easy to know the intricacies and be able to manipulate. And I'm not saying anybody is doing it, but we did have the coincidence of having two people that they have business in real estate. So we were going to ask both of them this question, and it was all in the name of transparency, right? If could they promise us that the community at large, that there's no other side benefit to what it is that they're doing here, which is requesting, asking for the community's vote, asking for the community to come out and give our trust in them to run our city for the next 4 years. And it's very important to ask these people these questions, just so we know who is going to be representing us, who's going to be in the lead, guiding us into the future over the next 4 years. Right now, Eagle Pass, we know the pandemic came in and it slowed everything down a little bit. Although it did slow things down, Eagle Pass was in a little bubble where they were going to, it looked like we were going to have a lot of rapid growth. And We did get slowed down like everywhere else in the United States by this pandemic, but it's important to know what these people, the intentions of anybody running for any elected office. It's very important. I cannot stress that. The reason why it's so important is because if we don't, as a community, as people of this community, as voters of this community, if we don't do anything about it, or if we don't try to be transparent, if we don't try to talk, if we don't try to find out the intentions of these people running for these positions, then ultimately it does fall back on us as a community. It does fall back on us as voters of this community. So sometimes we do get upset with the elected officials that we have and stuff, but we all need to know, and we all need to realize that it yeah, to some degree it's their fault, but us as the people and as the voting body, the community that votes, that has a vote, a good example of this is the 17,555 registered voters that we have within the city limits. And now I'm talking strictly city limits right now. 17,555 votes, voters, and the thing is, only 3,700, a little over that, showed up to vote in early voting. That if you saw our interview earlier with Rolando Salinas, he mentioned that he was told it was a pretty good turnout compared to average of people that we have voting here year after year for the city elections. Now, to me, that's I believe it was somewhere floating around. What would it be? Around 10%, 11%, 9%, and it's just a very low voter turnout. And ultimately, that's a thing that decides who gets to fill these positions is the voters. So, guys, I can't stress enough, if you haven't voted already, if you were not part of the 3,700 voters that went to go vote, get out there and vote tomorrow. The polls are open 12 hours, 7 in the morning to 7 in the evening. There really is no excuse. I do know a lot of the candidates are offering rides over there. Hopefully, if you don't have a ride, or you don't need a ride, or can't find one, uh, maybe you can reach out to these candidates so they can take you, drive you, or arrange something so you can get out there and vote, because that's very important. Another thing is holding elected officials to some sort of accountability. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens. And guys, if you see right now, if you need a ride, my boy Michael Navejas, he's offering his services or his time to just get people to go out and vote. And yeah, and I from what I've seen, Kim, is that's what happens every year. We tend to complain rather than go out here and do something about it when we have the opportunity to do something about it. Once these people are already in office, I mean, the chances of changing or anything like that is waiting until the next election. And in this case, we're voting for a mayor and a city council place for the next 4 years. Okay, it's not a 1 year, 2 year deal. It's for the next 4 years. That's half a century almost, and you need to make sure your voice is heard, because if you go back and you don't vote, but you complain about the people that are making the decisions, that's difficult. That's very difficult. It's hard. It's hard to accomplish something. It's hard to hold these people accountable. It's hard to get things done when you are not the one making the choice. You don't go out and vote, you're not making the difference. I mean, complaints come in bunches, guys. But the real thing that makes changes is getting out there and voting, not getting out there and complaining. Yes, I'm glad you asked that, Joey. Will the show continue after elections, or will you hold them accountable? Yes, guys. This thing we have here, of course, it got a little more attention because of the elections, and that's great. This wasn't made just for the elections. We didn't try to interview. Of course, we thought it was an interesting way for some of the candidates to come on a live with you guys and talk to the people that do follow our page. We know there's other news media sources out there, and they did their interviews as well, and we think that's all great. We like to pride ourselves as being the ones that like to ask those difficult questions, which we were already with our questions in hand, to bring up any possible conflicts as far as realtors, anything like that, having to go with the two place four candidates. And we were looking forward also to speaking with Leroy Resti that we didn't have a chance to. So yes, definitely, Joey. We are going to continue doing our news. We're going to continue doing, hopefully, having our regularly scheduled little lives like we do right now. Today is a Friday, of course, Friday evening, but we do have a regularly scheduled Wednesday 8 o'clock show that people seem to tune into. So of course, we're going to keep on. We've been a little distracted with the election, so we haven't submitted any requests for informations, right? But I can assure you that that's going to come. Once these people, whoever does win in the elections tomorrow, we're going to hold them accountable too. We did have Rolando Salinas come out and talk to us twice on the show, and uh, he accommodated us, and we thank him for that. But if he were to do something that is not for the people, is not for our community, of course we're going to ask him to come on the show and ask him to explain himself. Same thing goes with Mayor Cifuentes. And Mayor Cifuentes somehow stays as the mayor. You can be sure that we're going to be trying to catch him in an interview anytime we can. Um, uh, this is a difficult one. It's hard to say why there's such a low voter turnout. One of the things that always comes up is, of course, there's a lot of claims out there of vote harvesting. Now, vote harvesting can take many different forms, um, with mail-in ballots, with people taking other people to go vote, getting paid to do this kind of work. I'm not going to say that I've seen any money exchange for any of that, but we know things like these items, these boat harvesting type of things, they do happen. I do not think they make a difference in the elections in general, as long as you don't have low voting turnouts. But as you mentioned, they do have Eagle Pass is notoriously known. So is Maverick County notoriously known for always coming in with low voter percentages. Always, as long as I can remember, since I've been voting, getting close to 20 years now. I think it's about 18 that I've been voting. And as soon as I was able to vote, I've always exercised my right to vote. And I think one of the things that is discouraging is how Kim just commented in our comments is, so why vote then? A lot of people have, and I'm not saying Kim has that mentality, but there's a lot of people out here that say, hey, that's the way it's always been. They do whatever they want. Why even try? Why go out and vote? It's the same people that win all the time. And that isn't the way we should take this election or any further elections that come along. Election time is important. Election time is important because this is when you get to choose your leaders. And I know I'm repeating myself from earlier, but it just goes to show that the mentality here that we have, and I may be a part of it, being born and raised in Eagle Pass, Maverick County as well, is, we kind of go with status quo, go with what's going on right now. Let's keep it the same. Why are we going to change? Why move things around? And that's an old style of mentality. Why go out and vote? It's always the same people. It's an old type of mentality that maybe past generations of Eagle Pass have somehow suppressed that on us, the younger ones. And I say younger ones. I'm not necessarily the right out of high school myself, but we need to we need to be able to let our voices be heard. And right now, if you've been following the elections, it has been a pretty clean race in the city council race. The city council place four race. I haven't heard anybody say there hasn't been a negative campaign from any of those three candidates. The one that I have seen some mudslinging or pies being thrown, stones being casted, is they've been very vocal, the mayor candidates, and understandably so. That is a very important that's a very important position in the city, and it's going to dictate the future of our city. So it's been heated up, so to speak. We wish we could have talked to Mayor Luis Fuentes before tomorrow's election day. Unfortunately, we weren't able to. We texted, we called, we might even call before this thing is out here, before we finish with you guys. But it, it, I can't stress enough, and I agree. Yeah, Idalia Salinas. I don't think anybody is saying that it's directly just Eagle Pass. I think it's everywhere in general. Of course, the numbers are out there, but right now, what we're trying to establish is the old mentality here in Eagle Pass, where people just don't really bother to go out and vote. I think nationwide is a lot. The voting rate is a lot higher than what it is in Eagle Pass, which is, I think, hovering just above 10%, if I'm not mistaken. If it's close to 4,000, we have 17 registered voters. So somewhere in that neck of woods, which is it's low, and it's low everywhere you go. Um, and no, by no means is just this stuff happen in Eagle Pass. It's a nationwide plague, but we're focusing right now, since it's a city election, that this is what's going on right now in Eagle Pass. Yes, and that is the trend. Is that our average age here in Eagle Pass, as per the previous reports, the census, we the average age is around 30 years old. I think it's 31, 32 years old. So a little bit younger than I am. Now, you can see just recently in this election, and maybe even the last election, we had a lot of younger blood come out and trying to fill some of these positions, which I'm all for that. I do strongly believe that every politician, or not politician, but people should run for office, and people should run for office, stay in office for a limited amount of time. Now, as you mentioned, there's a concern about the nationwide scope, which we do see it in the nationwide. When you're talking about national politics, you see the same people as are that are out there in Congress for so many years. You see the same people that are out there in these congressional districts all across the United States, and some of these people, or even senators, have been there 20, 30 years. And what I see is that, and you see it anywhere, is when you get up there in age, having to work so long doing the same thing, people get complacent, and it's just I guess a fact of life that once you have so many years doing the same thing, it's either you get complacent or you become one of the sharper ones that learns how to take advantage of a situation that you have on you. And I'm not saying that that has happened or anything, but I'm just saying those are the possibilities that could happen with having the same people over and over and over at these elections. And reason why I say, of course, between the two mayor candidates, you have Rolando Salinas, who's relatively new to politics or to the political scene here in Eagle Pass, Maverick County, which is good. And you have Mayor Cifuentes, who was a councilman for about 8 years, I believe, or close to 8 years. Then he jumped up when back then Mayor Ramsey Cantu decided to run for state representative of District 74. So that created the vacancy where Mayor Cifuentes ran against um, Rudy Villalpando. So that race, it was a tight race. I believe Luis Cifuentes garnished around 24%. No, I'm sorry, 52% of the votes. So you need to have 51 to be declared the winner, I believe. So if you are at 52, and it was a very close race, it was a couple of hundred maybe, but it was a very close race. And now he's facing a city councilman that just got elected a year ago. Now, we've said before that we're not for one way for the other. We were for getting these people on here to interview. That way we can inform the community. Whoever does take their time to watch the videos that we make and the news that we do. And we wanted you guys to have a good feeling about when you go vote, that if you saw one of our interviews or something, you got a chance to get to know the candidates. And unfortunately, we only got to interview one out of the five that were running. But that in itself is an answer for you. Okay. Um, let me see what we got here in the comments. Let me see what we got, what everybody's talking about here, guys. I'm just catching up. I'm sorry. Yeah, absolutely. You and I think the best way to avoid any being incomplacent is having fresh new blood coming in and out. Now, recently, one of the things that I saw out of the Mr. Hurd, Will Hurd, who is a Republican. He ran. This was before Tony Gonzalez. When he first ran, he let everybody know that, hey, I am just in this for I think it was 2 terms. I think it was 2 terms, and that was it. He said what he was gonna do, and he did it. He wasn't there to stay 20 years. He wasn't there, not necessarily to be in the congressional district for so long, but I really respect that, because he said it before he won his congressional district, and he said it in his reelection, and he was a man of his word at the end of his service. At the end of his service. At the end of his service. So it's something that's admirable. It's something admirable, very admirable, that you're going out and you're telling your constituents, I'm only here for this amount of time and that's it. I don't want any more after that. And I think that's what we need to start looking in elected officials. It's not anybody else trying to be there so long to where they can get, maximum advantage. Yeah, I can see how that would go. Is a good example of low voter turnout is because people think it only happens here, and no, you're right. And I'll go back again. It's the type of mentality we have, or that we used to have. I like to say that we're trying to improve on that mentality or grow from that mentality as we start getting younger. Um, Newer ideas are coming out. It really has changed up the political field here when we get um, experienced young blood, because anybody out of 18, 19 years old can come, and there's very rare ones that understand how things work, how to get things done in the community. And it's not something that is easy, but it's very doable, and it's admirable when somebody takes their time, as some of the candidates have, to invest in our community. Um, when I was with the city of Eagle Pass for 12, 13 years, we experienced a pretty good growth, and the vision was always that we needed to establish something that was proactive. Now, maybe it was never there, um, or it wasn't made into fruition just then or readily available, but the intent of a city should be to be a proactive city. Whenever you're reactive and you're reacting to the environment, the situations, the budgets, the good example with COVID, with the freeze that we just had. Now, did we have a plan of action, an evacuation, anything like that in place? Let me tell you, that freeze had us, or had the city and county, in a reactive state where they were dealing with a situation that they weren't ready for, and they had to deal from that position rather than being ready for something like that coming and taking it full force. Now, we saw the police station without light, very minimal light. We had, and that's a critical infrastructure there. That's something that needs to be running 24/7, regardless of the situation. It's a critical infrastructure, just like a hospital, just like a fire department. These critical infrastructures need to be taken care of to the fullest. Now, one of the things that I would ask Mayor Cifuentes is, Mayor, what happened there? Another thing that we wanted to ask Mayor Cifuentes was why, and this is coming from speaking about the city being reactive right now to proactive, is that where, as the city, as the mayor, you are, you become in a disaster, like the freeze in an emergency situation. When there's an emergency declared in the city limits, the mayor is the person responsible. They are the emergency coordinator. So you saw Mayor Cifuentes coming alive and putting people in a multi-purpose center that is inadequate as a shelter. And the thing is that that was not the best equipped facility to handle the community, to handle the need, to handle the multiple people that needed sheltering because of the situation with no light and no fresh water or no water for what was it, 4 or 5 days. Now, look at the amount of resources they got wasted in trying to send someone or send the people to a multi-purpose center that is not adequate and should have never been a part of the plan. Those are the concerns that we had. I mean, right away. And the thing with that is that, again, that's coming from being in a uh, reactive state as a city. We're not proactive. Where's the emergency management plan that should have told the emergency coordinator, the city mayor, that you have a facility, right? It was the Cruz Munoz facility. It was the Burr Park gymnasium before. Why would you stick people in a facility that's not adequate? Having a sheltering facility that has showers, locker rooms, so male females can have privacy, a kitchen if people need to be served food. It has a station in the front where it kind of closes everything off, so you can bring people in, bring people out. And the thing is why do that? Um, Cifuentes is currently doing a live on Eagle Pass 411 Facebook page. No, I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad somebody is interviewing him. I really am. I'll go ahead and show that one out. Yeah, we are glad. Thank you, Eagle Pass 411, for interviewing Mayor Luis Cifuentes. Um, I don't know how to take that. Not necessarily from Eagle Pass 401. Like I said, they did their job and they were able to get Mercy Fuentes in for an interview. But I just don't know why we're given a runaround. Why are we not being contacted when we've been out trying to contact Mercy Fuentes for so long? Um, we were going to give him a call, but if he's on doing a live right now, I guess we can't really bother him, or he probably won't answer. Yeah, the Ray, the other four candidates. Um, I'll give you a quick rundown so you can you can get an idea. We did have Leroy Oresti yesterday. We were going to interview him. That's when the situation of the mail-in ballots came in. There was after speaking with the city secretary, and Rolando Salinas also let us know in the previous interview, is that we had an issue with 36 mail-in ballots. These 36 mail-in ballots, they were requested. There was an IT slip where 36 of these ballots, these application requests, did not make it through a spam folder. So when that happened, they needed to contact the Secretary of State. Um, there was a lot of stuff. They contact the city secretary contacted the candidates, so Leroy Oresti had to go out there and do that, and we weren't able to do our live with him, unfortunately. Monica Cruz, just right now, this was the interview for her. We went ahead and we didn't want to waste the time that we went live and everything, so we went ahead and continued the show. But we were supposed to interview her. We were supposed to interview her. She messaged us that she had an emergency. She needed to go to the hospital. That's pretty much what we got. And we can't do anything. We can't do anything about that. There's random acts of what emergencies that happen. So we thank you, Miss Monica Cruz, for letting us know. But no, we weren't able to interview her. Rolando Salinas did come on our interview earlier, and we have had him on another interview before, and we appreciate him taking the time to come down here and answer some of these questions, even when some of these questions weren't the easiest for him to answer. And unfortunately, we never got a confirmation back from Luis Cifuentes. There was dialogue, but no confirmation, and he's doing another live somewhere else. So Miss Mari Carmen as well. We attempted to talk with her. We told her we had Thursday and Friday, and we can be accommodatable, and we can, we try to interview her when we can. Unfortunately, there was dialogue. There was no finalization of the date or time. So, and just to show our flexibility, we earlier today at 2 we had Brent Smith, who's the Kinney County attorney, and he kind of gave us an update of what's going on out there with the immigration issues and the recently declared local disaster, state of local disaster that was filed by his office, and subsequently many other counties in the area in Texas have also filed the local declaration of state of disaster. So we were very accommodatable, and unfortunately, just to close that on that, Ray, we weren't able to get them certain candidates, and that's fine. We're not here to say, hey, be on our show or come interview just with us. We're glad Mayor Luis Cifuentes is interviewing with somebody. Uh, this is the point of what we're doing, is that we need to get these elected officials on the camera. We need to get them answering questions, and we need to be able to show our community what these answers to these questions are. We need to know what the intentions are of these elected officials. Now, Saturday is a very important day, of course. We have the voting, the election starts tomorrow, May 1st. It's a Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., guys. It's important to go vote. Now, it's going to turn real quick. As soon as this is what I'm thinking, as soon as this starts, we're going to have a quick turnaround, and all focus is going to start going into the upcoming county elections. Now, since we rarely in the past have had any Republican uh, candidates come in, most of the positions for the county, they're decided in the primaries, which is in March of 2021, guys. That is right around the corner. It's not far away whatsoever. We're already getting into May, so that's around 10 months away, and the stakes have never been higher. We have Judge David Salcedo that has been county judge for quite some time. If anybody correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's 12 years as a county judge, coming up to 12 years as a county judge, and he's also before that was a county commissioner for I want to say 8 years maybe, and then I did not know he was a constable before too. So he's been in politics for quite some time. Now, a quick topic. I wasn't even planning to talk about this, but who do you guys think would be a good candidate against the incumbent county judge, David Salcedo? Let us know in the comments, guys, if you guys have any preference or any idea who could run or who could give a good challenge to the incumbent David Salcedo. And you know what? We'll make a poll. We'll make a poll, and we'll see who the community thinks is would be a good candidate for um, who would be a good candidate to run against Maverick County Judge David Salcedo. He's quickly becoming notoriously known for being a little overly aggressive in the Maverick County Commissioner's Court meetings. This earlier this week, he did have, and we have the video up. If you haven't seen it, get out and check that out. Where he approaches Miss Olga Ramos in a very aggressive manner. He spoke about another commissioner, Commissioner Ruiz, and said he was a clown. So I'm interested in hearing who the community thinks. Now, I will be straight out, and I'll tell you rumors that people that we have heard that may be running. So we'll have that poll up for you guys, and on our Facebook story. So look for the Rising Texan. Our Facebook story. We'll put out a poll, and we'll see if let's see, we'll see what the community thinks. Who would be a strong candidate? Rudy Bowles. Rudy Bowles came very close 4 years ago, three and a half years ago, came very close to knocking off County Judge David Salcedo, and it was just 12 votes, I believe. 12 votes that separated them. And that election had a lot of twists and turns, uh, which we will be disclosing or giving the history on that sometime soon. So watch out for that. Um, that election, that county election had it was in 2018. We had David Salcedo running for his third term against Rolando Fortis. I mean, what Rolando Fortis is saying against Rudy Bowles. And it was a span of 12 votes that they were separated. Now, what a lot of other people don't know or don't remember is that there were actually three candidates. There were three candidates to begin with. The third one was former county attorney Gloria Hernandez. Now, you can go back and you can check on the county Gloria Hernandez's page for a county judge when she was running her campaign, and you see that she was against the county judge David Salcedo. She was heading a rollback election. She was trying to get things addressed and let the community know the issues that the community is still bringing up. But it was rather weird when we saw this developing, that third candidate ended peeling off, holding her own type of forum. Holding her own type of forum, kind of like we are here. We wanted to interview and everything, and she actually invited the candidates. This is Gloria Hernandez, former county attorney. She had a forum. She invited both candidates, Rudy Bowles, and she invited County Judge David Salcedo. County Judge David Salcedo was the only one who showed up. Rudy Bowles did not show up, and we sat down through some of the questions, and good interview. After that, it ended with an endorsement to County Judge David Salcedo. Shortly after that came the appointment, the hiring of Gloria Hernandez as a special projects manager for the county. And she was also the county attorney, who she recently ran and lost to now county attorney Jaime A.J. Iracheta. And the reason why I bring this up is just a little bit of context of the history of this county election, or of the county judge's victories that he's had, and just put into context the bigger picture of things. Now, she was running against, Gloria Hernandez was running against David Salcedo. Then she comes, has her own forum, endorses David Salcedo, county judge, and turns around and gets hired at the county, and then eventually gets hired in the county as a special programs manager, and then eventually goes into becoming or getting appointed the county attorney. It's just weird how stuff like that turns out. And now, like I said, Saturday, go out and vote. From there, we're going to see the focus get taken out of the city elections because it's going to be said and done, and the spotlight is going to be put into the county politics. Now, the rumors that we have been hearing that possibly could be coming out to run against County Judge David Salcedo, one of them is former City of Eagle past Mayor Ramsey English Cantu. We have not been able to confirm this, and we have not been able to confirm this, whether it's true or not, but there has been rumors that we've heard, and we've heard from multiple people, so that's why we're bringing it up. And hopefully sometime soon we can figure out whether it is or not fact, if he's going to come out or not. Another candidate that has been rumored to come out and run for county judge is Ricardo Ramos, attorney at law. He's another one that they have been saying that might throw his hat in the ring, so to speak, right, for county judge. And that would bring something different because, like I said, it would put an attorney as the county judge, that something that we haven't had here in a good while. And it's just going to be interesting to see how that turns out and who are going to be the candidates that run against. Now, I don't know if anybody else has heard any other rumors. I mean, the names that I'm seeing here is just Ricardo Ramos, Rudy Bowles again, and Ramsey English Cantu. So if you guys have any ideas, or you guys want to talk about who can be the next candidate, or who would be a good one, Paco Jr. for county judge, reading out some of the comments out here, guys. At the end of the day, what we need to realize is that sometimes change needs to happen. Change needs to needs to happen, and it needs to improve our community. And I look forward to the, we have two candidates here for county judge now, or rumored candidates, and we're going to put out an early poll, and we'll ask the community, who do you think should run against David Salcedo, county judge? And let's see what you guys say. I'm interested into how that's going to come out. Now, one thing that we need to look at, very vigilant in tomorrow's election. I do want to invite you guys, if you haven't voted, please go out and vote from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. They're going to have election day is going to be in full force. Go say hi to the candidates. If you haven't voted, go ask the candidates questions. That they are there to answer your questions. We'll more than likely be running a live Saturday night from the courthouse, so you guys are getting the up to date of what is going on. What are the counts? What's the early voting count? We hope to bring you guys that as soon as it's said through the whoever announces it, right? The election judge, I assume. But we want to get you those numbers, right away through a live that we're going to be having down there. Also, we're going to make sure that you guys see what the scene is like, what's going on there on election days, on the election day, election night, while they're releasing the results. I've been there before, never run a live there, so it's going to be very interesting, I think, because it does get a little loud at times. It does get a little testy at times. So if you guys cannot make it out there, I believe the results are probably going to be like around 8:30 for early voting. It is a city election, so it's a little bit smaller of a scope. It's not the whole county. So the votes are probably going to be a lot quicker to count or to make the tallies. So we're looking at around 8:30 to be giving you guys a live. If you can't show up, we'll be running it for you and giving you guys boots on the ground firsthand of what goes on at the courthouse when they're releasing the results for the elections. And we're looking forward to giving you guys that, and we hope you join us for that. And Jason Cruz, you're gonna have to talk to Buddha himself if he's gonna run for county judge. He's out there, he joined us on our lives just today, just for this one. We saw him sitting around, and he looked a little bored, so we went ahead and gave him some airtime, right? Hopefully he is willing to compart a little bit with some ad money, right? But guys, I want to thank you and apologize again. We were supposed to have Monica J. Cruz, candidate for place 4. Unfortunately, she sent us a message right before and said she had an emergency. So we kind of did this little improv video for you guys. We already had the live running when we got a message. Um, when we got a message, so from her saying that yeah, she had an emergency, and it's understandable. Emergencies happen all the time. It's unfortunate. We were really looking forward to speaking with her, but for whatever emergency situation she had, we understand, and we just wanted to give you guys an update. I mean, we hated to run a live and then back down in the last minute and all that, so we hope that we entertained you at least for this improv little video that we had going on an hour already. Man, we can talk out here, huh? But guys, again, get out there and vote. We want to see you guys vote if you haven't voted already. We only have 3,700 voters right now with early voting. We're going to be giving you the live stream tomorrow night straight from the courthouse, so you guys can see the scenes and hear who's going to be winning for these two positions, right? City Council, place 4, and also the mayor candidate. And we're going to try to get you a live on the spot interview from the winner and hopefully from the loser, if they're willing to give us an interview. We would love to interview them there on the spot and ask them how they feel about the results and whether it's the winner, loser. Are you going to come back and run for another position later on, or if we can ask, hey, you won the seat, let's see what you have. Uh, what's your first initiative that you're going to come out on the gate now that you're going to be elected? So, guys, tune in Saturday, tomorrow, voting from 7 in the morning to 7 at night. Shortly after that, around 8 o'clock, 8:30, as soon as we see a little crowd going on as soon as we see a little crowd going out at the courthouse, we are going to bring you a live broadcast. You guys know what is going on. Before anything else, you guys will know the results, and hopefully we can get a good interview at the end, even from some of the candidates that didn't get to show up for our interviews here. So without anything else, guys, I want to thank you for joining, and we'll be in touch, and we'll be having our regular show on the Wednesdays. And yeah, just because this election is over does not mean that we're going to stop doing what we're doing, guys. We were made for the people, by the people, and to benefit the people and our community. So hang in tight, guys. We hope to see you tomorrow at the election day on the election site. If not, tune into our live later on in the evening, Saturday evening, and get your results for the 2021 city elections. All right, guys. We'll see y'all. Thank you for tuning in. If you guys, real quick before we go, guys, shout out to our sponsors. We almost forgot. Eat Fit Eagle Pass. If you guys are trying out a new fitness plan, you guys want to make hit a plateau, and you guys need something to take you over to the next level, Eat Fit Eagle Pass provides you meal preps. These meal preps are protein based and calorie counted, so you guys can have optimal performance while working out and doing your reaching your fitness goals. So Eat Fit Eagle Pass, 830-513-4832. And that's our boy Billy Perez. Hit him up. He has we've sampled some of the items out there. Very delicious food, guys. So get out there and support local businesses. And if you have a fitness goal, uh, 85% is what you eat, guys. Hit up my boy Billy. Moonlight Ballroom. Phone number 830-352-0358. Guys, Moonlight Ballroom is having Joe Lopez and Grupo Mas May 14th. We're gonna get in contact, of course, with Moonlight Ballroom, and we're gonna try to give you guys some free tickets like we always do. Hopefully, I'm sure there will be no problem with the Trevino family there. They've always supported us, and we support them as well. So, Moonlight Ballroom, Joe Lopez, Grupo Mas, May 14th, guys. Um, Tint Masters, you guys, you're driving around in your car. You don't want people to see what you're doing, whatever it is that you are doing. So hit up our boy Carl Kidd, best tint installation in town, guys. Best tint installation in town. Tint Masters, 830-752-2420, guys. And also, if you are in need of an attorney, counselor at law, Ramos Law Firm, 830-968-5297, guys. Um, Last but definitely not least, our boy Paco, Wagon Wheel Smokehouse and Saloon, guys. Saturday, if you guys want to celebrate the election, how everything goes, the saloon is open. From the videos I've seen, they have a great time, great music with DJ Frankie. Shout out to DJ Frankie as well. And Wagon Wheel, Smokehouse, and Saloon will be showing up pretty soon, Paco, to have us some grub out there. 830-513-7250, guys. Hit them up for a good meal. Again, thank you for sticking around for our show. It was a improv type of thing. We were expecting to have an interview. It wasn't, but we went ahead and brought you some good content, we hope. So without further ado, guys, we'll see ya. Buddha over here wants to say, be nice and be kind. Be nice and be kind, Eagle Pass. Thank you, Buddha, as my co-star right now. Guys, thank you. We'll see you next show.